right. Sorry, I don't have a microphone right up. Now I do. Is this one on? All right. Okay. All right. You got one for yourself, right? Oh, shit. All right. Okay. All right. How do I do this? Sorry. Crappy start to the show. Technical issues. Harkening back to 6 or 7 years ago, we used to do a live show. I don't know if you remember that, Matt Desaro, or you remember that, Zach. We used to do a live show that was partially appealing just because it was a train wreck every time we did it, a technical train wreck. That was like 6 or 7 years ago. It was a Monday night show that we did. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the live show that we do every day at 10:30 Eastern Time, where I give my official MLB pick coming off a losing day. We'll get into that in a second. First, let's start off the show. I was informed just before this show started that SBR has come up with yet another way for me to embarrass myself professionally. There is an MLB contest going on at SBR right now. It's going to start June 1st, an MLB picks contest. I will be participating in it, and hopefully, as you know, in contests, my only goal is to in contests that I'm not eligible for to win. My only goal is to not embarrass myself. And weird, there's something psychologically going on when I'm in contests, because as longtime participants at SBR knows, the few times that I have been made eligible for contests at SBR, I have actually done very well. They told me one year that I was eligible for the Beat the Prick contest, and I won it that year. And then they were like, what do we do? And they did the right thing. They actually paid me the winning money, but they also took me out. So they paid the winning money twice. They basically took me out of the standings and paid everything up. But the point is that
also big man on campus, Donnie's going to be in there. All the guys from the shows will be competing against you. Drew Wings.
Right.
Martin.
So go and sign up for that contest, and you will be able to see with your own eyes exactly how much all of the regulars at SBR are embarrassing themselves in real time. You'll be able to see Drew's results, my results, Jeff from BMOC Wins results, Donnie Right-Side's results. The likelihood is that not all of us will be negative, but the likelihood is that at least one of us will be, and you will be able to take some sort of Schadenfreude-style solace from seeing us embarrass ourselves publicly. And not just that, you can also win valuable real-world prizes. There's actually cool shirts that they're giving away, and also bet points, which is the currency at SBR Forum, which you can use to you get bet points just by signing up every day, and you can also bet them in the Sportsbook, and you can also win them in contests like the MLB contest, and you can use those things to buy real-world prizes. And also, the SBR Brass is very open to your suggestions for what kind of prizes you would like to see and what kind of features you would like to see in the contests that we do hold. So again, MLB contest starting June 1st. All the familiar faces will be participating, including myself, and I'm just hoping that I wind up positive, let's say, 1.5 units at the end of June. That would be fine for me. All right, getting to the show today. Man, I'm tired. What a week. What a week. Last night, Matty Ice. This is how baseball goes, Matty Ice. I thought I had a winner last night with the Braves, right? I had a -1. They were up by 2 with 1 out to go in the 9th inning. Bullpen blows it, goes to extra innings. They lose by 7. So I eat a loss there. Also, the low-hanging fruit streak, which is, not expected to go on forever, did. I got too cute. Again, a big dominant win by Colorado, but I didn't take Colorado on the -1 line. I took them on the second half, made it the low-hanging fruit, and that one lost. I did cash for the over on that one. Point is, it's a negative week so far. Other point is, I'm also positive on the year, of course, but this is not funny anymore. All right. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to start to have some positive results soon to settle my mind and to settle my record up closer to positive 10 units. I guess on the positive side, on the good side, there are a bunch of plays that I did bet on the overnight, which I told Jeff from BMOCWins.com in our overnight show last night. I did hit Tampa Bay on the -1 line. Of course, they've got this guy Wright starting. The Angels have Wright starting, Daniel Wright, who is a spot starter. Bad results in the minors, bad results in the majors. Guys looking very vulnerable. On the other side, Andriese is looking, mediocre at best as well. Yeah, but a notch better than Wright, and it was a low line. So I did jump on Tampa Bay -1 on the overnight. But again, that line has moved about 20 points since I bet it. I took it at in the upper -120s. Now it's up to the -140s. Even
Velasquez do anything to slow the Rockies.
I'm sorry, what?
And Velasquez, is he a chance?
No, that was another. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah, that was another one that I. So the point is, I bet Tampa Bay on the -1 line. if I want to take it here, I'm going to have to take a significantly worse line. And once again, I've been saying it. I've also bet Colorado on the -1 line all 3 of their games so far, and I did it again last night. Did it again, just automatically hit it. You know, with the Chatwood Hellickson game, I looked at it. I said, "Why is this line where it is?"
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday quite a bit.
I was like, "Why?" I don't know. It's like an internet meme. I'm going to do one of those internet memes where I thought, I don't understand. And I hit it, and it cashed easily. And I did the same thing with this one. I got it at about, I think, -110 on the money line. I took it -1. And once again, I mean, Velasquez does have some upside, as all major league pitchers do. He's got a great fastball, but his secondary pitches are very questionable right now.
He's still a better pitcher than anybody you probably ever met in your life.
Yes, definitely. And although there was one huge Asian kid in Little League who had a vicious fastball. I don't know what happened to him. I don't remember. I don't know. Yeah, I know he was a big guy, a big boned guy. But
what was that guy's name on the Yankees?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh God. What the hell was that guy's name?
The first big
yes. All right. Well, I'll try to remember. Anyway, getting back to the game. Yeah. But Anderson on the other side, you know, obviously started off the year less, you know, a little bit shaky, but he's been picking it up recently. But again, with this whole series, as I've been saying the whole time, it really has not that much to do with the starting pitching match. I mean, yesterday was Hellickson against Chatwood. I wasn't so high on Chatwood, but it's just the lineup and bullpen advantage that Colorado has. And once again here, I just don't understand the line. And I'll tell you what, Matty Ice, if they're giving Colorado these kinds of lines on the road, I'm wondering what kind of lines Cincinnati's going to have in the next series at Philly. I mean, Colorado's clearly a notch better than Cincinnati. So is Cincinnati going to be like an underdog to Philly? If they are, I'm going to be betting that one.
It's not possible.
It's not possible, right? But
a funky pitching matchup here, but I can't see that being possible.
Yeah. So anyway, Colorado, and you know what? Look, let's just start things off right now. Colorado -1, no brainer play. Might be the low hanging fruit of the day play as well, just because it is low hanging fruit. You know, again, this is a 1 o'clock time start, so I haven't checked the lineup. So it's possible that Colorado's like sitting everyone big, and if that happens, then it might be a different situation. If you remember, that did happen with the Washington game early getaway day when Tanner Rourke was starting, and I said the same thing. I was like, I'm going to hold off on this one because I need to check the lineups, and Washington did wind up losing that one. But I will give Colorado here anyway. What the heck? Just Anderson's good, and you know, so I'm going to take Colorado. The money line part -107, and the run line part is +151. That's both at Pinnacle, so there's some plus money there with Colorado on -1. Have to take it. I mean, it's just.
Philly's not putting up any kind of fight at all.
Yeah, they're just terrible. They're just terrible.
Yeah,
and
they do, right?
Yeah, and then Tampa Bay. God, I mean, I bet it. And all these bets I'm talking about right now, I did mention them, and I told Jeff from BMOCWins.com, I was like, the picks that I'm saying that I'm in my overnight bets tend to be beating these line moves pretty significantly, and that did happen with the Tampa Bay line. I bet it in the overnight show. It was like -129 or something, and now it's all the way up to -145, -152 at Chris. So that's a pretty big line move beat right there. And Tampa Bay -1. All right, I'll give it. Sure, I'll give it. Tampa Bay -1, and that will be on the money line part -146, and on the run line part it will be at the Bet Online books +145. So that's almost exactly even money on Tampa Bay. You know, we're going to need Andriese to not blow up too bad. You know, I'm hoping that Wright you know, continues to struggle, and if he does, Andriese doesn't match him. I also bet the over 8.5 on that game, but it's now up to 9, and I'm gonna have to hold off on that one for now, just because I have to check the lineups before I'm gonna bet, you know, a total that high in the Tampa Bay game. But I will take the -1 line there. And what else did I tell Jeff from BMOCWins.com? I bet. Oh, I also told him that I bet Arizona on the -1 line, and that one I think I'm still liking, but I might just make that one a lean because, you know, the Brewers still have a lineup with bats in it, right? Davies, yes, Davies is vulnerable. Ray is good, but he definitely gives up a lot of walks, right? Against weaker lineups in hitter-friendly parks, I'm willing to time strong starts from him, but that is not the case here, right? He's going to
want base runners on base.
Right, exactly.
That kind of lineup going on. Can't trust him.
Yeah, so I would be leaning. Arizona on the second half on that one, and I would also be leaning to the over 8.5. But I have to wait again to see lineup and roof information and weather information at Milwaukee before I can give that one as an official play. So that's something I was leaning towards. And then I also think that we're going to get at very least a good start from Maeda. Now the Dodgers are struggling now. Their lineup is looking a little bit chintzy. It's not good that Jacob Turner went down with an injury, right? And then also Yasiel Puig had that collision. So the Dodgers lineup is looking a little bit iffy right now. I did bet the Dodgers -1 on the overnight, but I think I'm going to keep that one just as a lean because Walker's been good. I'm just expecting Kenta Maeda to come back from his injury and be pretty decent. I did take the under in yesterday's Dodgers game, and I might be considering that here as well at the 7.5. Yesterday it was 7.5, and that one was close. Again, I'm thinking that Maeda is going to be decent, and it all depends on what to expect from Waka and the Dodgers lineup. But that was one I was leaning towards. And then another interesting one is Detroit at Houston. Verlander against Fiers. Verlander's been questionable recently. Fiers been a little bit more questionable recently.
Getting closer and closer to his 2015 form than last season.
Definitely. Fiers has been no great shakes either. So this one also thinking about a shot with the under, but I got to wait to check lineup and line moves and all that. And thinking about a shot with Houston -1. I kind of trust their lineup more than Detroit's, and we might not see that big of a discrepancy in the starting pitching results. Another bet that I made on the overnight, I took again. This one I didn't mention, but I did beat the line move. I bet the under in Texas Boston. I got 9 -103. It's still 9, but heavily juiced to the under, and I think I'm going to do that. Pomerantz is a guy who has some nice stuff.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of him, even back in Oakland.
Yeah, and his results have not been lights out, but they've been pretty decent. And Nick Martinez is a guy who is, in general, kind of mediocre, but has also been getting some nice results recently. And you know what? I will throw that on there. Texas Boston under, and I'm going to take 9.
Pitching for Texas, sorry.
It's Nick Martinez, who's pitching okay recently. Nothing terribly, awesome, but not too bad, actually, obviously, recently. And I'm going to take under 9 -120. That's another official pick there. So there we go. Under 9 -120, Texas Boston. That's the third pick. I got Texas Boston under 9 -120. I got Colorado -1, and I got Tampa Bay -1. And thinking about taking Arizona one way or another, maybe just Arizona on the team total over might be worth a shot. Let me see what that is right now at Pinnacle. It's probably a 4.5, like -105. Yeah, 4.5. Oh, 4.5 plus 109. So that's somewhat tempting. And even the Milwaukee team total over 4 -101. But again, I have to check lineups, have to check some other factors there. I'm sorry?
I like that.
Yeah.
It's nice today.
I mean, well, Ray has some nice stuff, but again, the walks are always an issue, and Milwaukee does have a productive lineup despite Ryan Braun's horrific at-bat, the game that he cost me a team total over a couple of days ago.
Did he do it twice? Did he have 2 bad at-bats?
I mean, that is what, when you're 9 and 10 years old, you're immature, and then when you're like 22, 23, you start to become mature. What I just said is the mark. What I just said is the mark of gambling maturity, is to acknowledge that Ryan Braun still has a nice bat, despite the fact that he personally burned me with a horrific failure a couple games ago, where he cost me the team total over on that.
Still take him home despite a little whiskey dip last week.
Yes.
That's good.
I have the maturity to admit that he's not a total horrific, a complete failure at the plate. Ryan Braun still has a nice bat. All right, so those are my picks so far. We'll get to some of the questions and comments right now, and then the other issue we just have to talk about it is Bartolo Colon Day. Now, the thing about Bartolo Colon is he's obviously not at the same auto fade level as Jared Weaver or some of the others. He's had 3 starts at home this year. 2 of them were good. Okay, so he tends to be bad when he goes on the road, facing harder hitting teams and stuff like that. Pittsburgh, not necessarily a fearsome offense. So Colon and Ivanhoe has been good, but not necessarily lights out. So I'm not sure I'm going to make a play against Bartolo Colon here, even though it is Bartolo Colon Day.
Out now?
Yeah, Weaver has an injury. He has an injury to his hips, and he's probably never going to come back. So I think we've seen the last of the Jared Weaver Day celebrations that we've enjoyed so far this year. I think it's looking kind of cloudy on Bartolo Colon Day here, so I'm thinking I might just pass on a Bartolo Colon fade. It's not looking like picnic weather.
No, and it's not the best pick to go to with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh has a lineup that, and again, Colon can be okay. And Nova has been good, but he's also been a little bit shaky recently. So I could easily see this one, being even after 5 innings. But then again, it's not a big line here to fade Cologne, but I think I might just beg off of that one. And I guess that's about it for now. Interesting situation with the KC and Yankees game. The line seems to be completely off the board. Almonte is a youngster who has been getting good results at AA, and then Tanaka is starting for the Yankees, and he's had some serious issues recently.
Yeah, not great. Not great.
Yeah, he might be having an injury or two, and he might start to be in the auto fade. There's no lines. The lines are off the board. So
for the price that the Yankees get, he might float into auto fade territory just to get that.
Yeah, so that's there's no lines out. That'll be interesting. I'm not exactly. Maybe the game got rained out. Is that what happened? Is there rain in the forecast for the Yankees game? That might be what happened. I don't know.
The game was rained out.
Yeah.
That's what Gucci said.
Oh, the game was rained out.
Apparently.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's why. So all right. So let's.
For that,
let's get to some of the comments. Once again, I've given.
If you're enjoying the show, or if you're enjoying your comments, to get them answered.
Click some likes, right?
Yeah,
click some likes. It costs you nothing, but it makes us happy, right?
Yeah, if you got no hands,
if you got no hands and you don't have one of those newfangled, fake hands, or one of those newfangled ways that you can click something just with like nodding your head like Stephen Hawking, and this is not an ableist joke. It's just, it's just saying that you have no real excuses in 2017.
Letting you know that you can do it whatever you want to.
There's no excuses not to click in 2017. The scientists have figured out ways that you can click even if you have no hands. And again, this was not an ableist joke. We have complete respect and love for our non-able-bodied viewers and non-viewers out there in the world. All right.
You bet online without hands.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Of course, you can. You can click and you can do everything.
You can't clap when you win, but
yes, disabled people are able to do everything that able-bodied people are able to do now in 2017, thanks to the scientists out there. All right.
Appreciate your hard work.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to some of the comments and questions. Again, my 3 picks so far: Texas, Boston under, Colorado -1, and Tampa Bay -1. And I might wind up just sticking with those two. Let's get to some of the.
Let's start with Tampa Bay. I got a question.
Okay. All right.
Tampa Bay -0.5 in the first half, -1 to 5.
Tampa Bay -0.5. Sure. I'm looking to fade right here. The only concern there is that Andres is also kind of vulnerable as well. Obviously, I'm going to have to check the lineups, and the recent line moves might be indicating that someone is out for the Angels. I'm on Tampa Bay -1 on the full game. So obviously I would have an endorsement for heavily correlated bet on, Tampa Bay -0.5 on the first 5 innings. Again, the concern is Andres, and the first 5 innings over actually might be a decent play on that game. Let's see what the line is. Yeah, it's 5, which is a little bit. Yeah, that's probably also worth a shot as well. The first 5 innings over on the Angels, Tampa Bay. Both those guys might get hit a little bit. In general, I'm just going to take Tampa Bay -1 here. All right, so let's get to it.
Just got a comment from Demetrius saying that Pujols out today.
Pujols is out. Okay. Pujols is also, not that big of a deal anyway. But Trout is Trout, and Andrelton Simmons with his defense is a big deal. Okay. All right. Let's see. I thought I was like, did I just button my shirt incorrectly like a friggin' 10-year-old? All right. Let's see. Angels travel day. I would not touch them, even though not traveling far. Yeah, it's getaway here. Now everyone's saying getting cute. They like that. Yeah, I tried to get cute with my low-hanging fruit play of the day, Colorado's second half. And I also tried to get cute. Not tried to get cute, but like I wanted to fade Volquez yesterday, and I was debating between taking Oakland -1 and the over, and I did bet both of them, and I was like, maybe I'll just give both of them, but the -1 cash and the over didn't, and then Arizona -1 was a lean, and I didn't have the balls to give that one. So yeah, I've been trying to get a little bit cute recently, and it's backfired on me a little bit. But all right, okay, let's see. Yes, okay, right. A lot of people are talking about the San Diego Mets game, and that's because there's this new guy, Lamet, who is starting for San Diego, and he's a guy, typical youngster with good stuff who had a lot of strikeouts in the minors, but also a lot of walks, control issues, and
so his name is the Mets in French.
Yeah, his name is Lamet or whatever it is, and his very very typical numbers that you see from a guy with great stuff who can get strikeouts but can't control it consistently. So his walks are up in the minors, and his overall results have not been particularly good. So it's tempting to take the Mets here for sure. Maybe on the first 5 again, because as people have mentioned, the Mets bullpen is garbage.
Yeah.
And you might want to. So the Mets. I don't like to take those first 5 innings run lines too much, but that might be worth a shot here with DeGrom starting against Lamet, and that one would be let's see, the first 5 innings run line. Even there minus 135. Look, I'm going to stay off it. I might have a bet on it by first pitch. Definitely, Lamet is probably vulnerable here for sure, and definitely if they give him another start after this, vulnerable going forward. It's just kind of hard to take the Mets at that high of a line. And DeGrom has been getting his strikeouts, but also has been getting hit a little bit. You know what I mean? He's been giving up some runs as well. So he's not a guy that I'm totally sold on as a minus 200 start.
I haven't looked at the overall stats, but it seems like a bit of a down year for pitching this season.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you want me to get into that? I mean, yes, first please. Of all, home runs are up. The reason that it's been down here for pitching, a few things. First of all, they have proven, and this is interesting overall. If you're not aware of what I'm about to say, this is kind of important overall information for baseball. It has been proven that after years of the strike zone expanding, the strike zone has actually now declined, right? Also, there's been a noted trend in baseball where basically hitters have realized that it's better for them to start changing the angle of their swings. Yonder Alonso is the best example of that. Completely changed his profile as a pitcher just by changing the angle of the swing. Basically, the cliff notes of that, or the TLDR of that, is that hitters across the league are trying to hit more home runs, trying to hit more fly balls, and as a result, hit more home runs. And that has caused
opposed to the line drives.
Yes, and that has caused, well, they're trying to hit line drives and home runs. They're changing the angle of their swings. So, and that combined with the reduced strike zone this year there's more home runs this year, and some people are saying it's a matter of juiced balls, which is actually not likely to be the case. They've tested that out. It's not true. It's that the strike zone has been smaller, and that the hitters have changed their swings. So yes, there have been more home runs this year. The overs have been cashing league wide at about 53%. Overall, the overs are at about 53% right now. There have been more injuries to pitchers, as we've seen. The Mets are a perfect example of that. So your sense right there has been backed up by the articles I've read. The strike zone has shrunk. More fly balls and home runs that are consciously being tried to hit by the batters. And this, of course, is all as a result of sabermetrics. Everyone's realizing that baseball is better for everyone when it becomes basically a 3-outcome game: home run, strikeout, or walk. That's what people want. The batters want to either walk, strike out, or hit a home run.
It's pretty much like when I play MLB The Show.
The pitchers basically just want to get strikeouts and avoid walks and home runs, and that's the way baseball's been trending for a while now. And this year it's been a notable trend in that direction as well. All right, so. Yes, so there's your answer to that. That was a little bit of a diversion, but I think important information to be aware of. All right, so let's get to some other comments here. Let's see. Rockies over ZH1. What is the hanging fruit today? Ha ha ha. Well, I guess the low hanging fruit today, without getting cute, would be Colorado -1. Not in the second half, and I will give that one. I mean, I haven't checked the lineup, so there's a caveat there, right? It might be that I
will check to make sure before I post that.
Yeah, but the low-hanging fruit would be just at that line against Velasquez. Even though it's getaway day for Colorado, it's just at plus money with Velasquez starting.
I remember us playing sports. Playing against the worst team in your league is fun.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the last day before you got to go travel. I don't care if you got like a little hemorrhoid. It's the most fun day of your season. I
mean, these guys are just, I don't know how deep you went I went in baseball, I went to Little League, and in basketball, I went to the Citywide League in New York City, and that's as deep as I went with any of those sports. But and in the Citywide League, we were that team, definitely, for sure.
Not to ever be on that
for sure. I mean, the Citywide team was a good league. That was a league that had the Gauchos in it, but the team I was on was by far definitely that team. But it was fun to play in that league anyway. So I guess, with the caveat of maybe lineup wackiness, at that line, Colorado, With Velasquez starting and Anderson improving, that's got to be it. It's got to be the low-hanging fruit of the day. Colorado -1. There you go. There you go. All right.
We only got one more day to enjoy this series.
Gosh. Yeah. All right. Let's get to some. Bobby asking about that game. Why is the bookie liking Philly? I don't know, but the bookie's been liking Philly every game in this series. And look how it's turned out. You know, you could have bet Philly -3 in every game and you would have cashed. And big underdog lines.
True.
The Philly is just wrong. He's asking, is it a trap game? The answer is maybe. The first 3 games in the series weren't trap games. You know, I bet all of them -1, and I bet this one -1. So is it a trap game? Maybe, but I'm going on it. Yeah, the Phils might get one. Yeah, they might. But it's just, you know, again, it just depends on the lineups. If Colorado has a full lineup here, I'm taking him. Because Velasquez is having issues. He does have great stuff. He could have a strong start. Anderson has been a little bit shaky, although he's been a little bit better recently. But it's just the bullpen and the lineup edge for Colorado, I think, is just
I mean, there's negatives on both sides of the starting pitching. I don't think that's a debate per se, but it's just that.
Yeah.
You know,
Bob. Okay. Now, Bobby saying, I trust you, Pete. Now, that's fine if you trust me. But remember, if I say that I like a play at -107 or 110, that might mean that it should be -125 or -130, which means that there's still a good chance it could lose, right? That's the way baseball betting goes. And this is, again, another general reminder to everyone who's betting baseball on their own, tailing me, tailing someone else. The way baseball works is you're looking for edges where you have, you know, maybe a 10, 15, 20% edge, which means that a lot of bets that you're actually on the right side of, you're going to lose, right? So if Philly wins today, it might mean that they were the right play, but it doesn't at all necessarily mean that they were definitely the right play. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right. And Bobby says, gotcha, Pete. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. All right. Jim Bean saying Cubs today. And they are playing. Oh, man. That is a tough one. Butler against Samardzija. I do think Butler is probably better than what we've seen from him so far. Samardzija's pitching well, though. That game's a pass for me. The Cubs, until further notice, and especially with this game on Thursday, that game is going to be a pass for me. I'm going to revisit the Cubs over the weekend and see what I expect from them going forward. But they've definitely been an overvalued team, still in the negative double digits, and especially at home, and just not at all living up to the potential and the expectations that a lot of people had for them. So for me personally, that game is a pass. Travis Levine here says Cubs win 10-3, and you might be right, Travis Levine. Comment here. You might be right. I'm staying off that.
You can bet on that.
Yeah, you can bet on that. Definitely. All right. Ahmed Abdullah saying Big Sexy gonna get lit up today. That's Bartolo Colon, right? Yes, he might. He might. Yeah. I might be leaving money on the table here, or leaving a unit on the table here by not taking Pittsburgh on the first 5. But yeah, feels like he's gonna get lit up.
I see him ending up as like the Mets pitching coach.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's awesome. I mean, he's gonna have a this is a blast from the past, but he might have a Luis Tiant-esque advertising career ahead of him. Let's see. All right, let's see. Jim Bean says Pitt is a lock. Okay, maybe so.
How? Explain.
Yeah, how? Explain. And again, just remember, if Pitt, even if Pitt should be -300 here, that doesn't mean they're a lock. That means they have a 25% chance of losing. So, you know, you got to remember. But I understand what he's saying. What he's saying is that Pitt has obvious huge value. Travis Levine says low-hanging fruit, Cubs -1.5. Wow, Travis Levine really might really liking Cubs here, and you might have a point here, Travis Levine. And it's definitely not a high line. The Cubs on the run line is because it's a low total.
I think it's just the price they were forced to deal with when the Cubs come around.
It's not a high line though. The Cubs are just a very small favorite, and the run line is up in the +180s. So you might be right there, Jim Bean. You may very well be right there, and that's a game that I'm going to look into more, and I might be agreeing with you later on. Let's see. Tamorindo Torino saying Gonzalez hitting and Trevor Story back. Market hasn't caught up to Rockies offense. Yeah, that is the Captain Obvious comment of the day from Tamorindo Torino.
Story actually hitting?
Absolutely.
He may be back. Is he actually doing anything? Because he was not.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's true. But clearly the market has not caught up with the Rockets, with the Rockies for sure. All right. Let's see.
But then that goes back to what we talked about yesterday with the whole getting different pitches with different guys in your lineup. Just having that kind of guy in your lineup, even if he's only hit 196,
right.
You still got to pitch to him properly.
Great comment here from Tomorino Tomor. He says, weather in Philadelphia not great for over and cooler weather. Velasquez was extremely angry after his last bad start. Now, that stuff does matter. Yes. Because if he is bearing down here, and then he says he's still not good, though. Yes. But yes, Velasquez might have a good start here.
Well, what kind of guy is he? Is he the kind of guy that gets into a game when he's mad or out of the game when he's mad?
Exactly. I mean, he definitely has a vicious fastball for sure. Yeah. And if he starts pumping it up, and his secondary pitches, he has issues controlling them, but he still can control them a bit. You know what I mean? He's still, decent. So, yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I might be being a massive idiot here, but I'm going to throw on Colorado second half as well, -135, just in case Velasquez does come in and throw, a 6 shutout inning start, 10 strikeouts, and it's great, which is entirely possible, right?
Yes.
I remember when Velasquez first came up, I was betting him at times and timing him pretty well for good starts. So excellent comment. Tomarino Tomor. Velasquez was extremely angry after last bad start. Might have a good one here. So I'm going to stick with Colorado -1, but I'm also going to throw on Colorado second half -135. All right. Other comments here. Travis Levine giving his low-hanging fruit on the Cubs. You might be right, Travis Levine, and I'll remember that. If the Cubs do win by a margin easily here, I will come back tomorrow and give massive props to this commenter, Travis Levine, who says his low-hanging fruit of the day is the Cubs at -1.5.
Over 5 first 5.
Pitt Atlanta over 5 first 5. Yeah, very possibly. I mean, Cologne might give up that up himself easily. Cologne could give up 5 in 5 innings. Let's see. Michael Robertson saying Rockies over 4.5 large. Velasquez sucks. Phil's pen blows. I'm not actually. Big Man asked me about the over last night, and I said I wasn't too psyched to take the over here for a couple of reasons. So the Rockies over 4.5. If I'm going to take the Rockies today, I'm going to take them on the second half and the -1. Again, for the good point that Tomarino just made, Velasquez sucks, but there's reason to think that he might have a bit of a bounce back start here. Yeah, which also, let's see. Yes, Dan Kelly says Clevenger BABIP this season so far +171. Cincy is a live dog. I had Cincy yesterday as a big dog, and I agree with you, Dan Kelly, that I'm fading Clevenger in general going forward. I think that he, his last start was excellent for sure. But I agree with Dan Kelly. Clevenger going forward, I am looking to be overvalued, definitely. Let's see what else. And I'll get to that. I'll revisit that game in a second. Right now, Ahmed Abdullah saying I trust Colorado bats and bullpen. Yes, absolutely. Colorado is. I'm going on them 2 ways today, even though it might be a trap. Let's see. Other comments, a lot of comments. Really appreciate all the comments. Hope you guys are enjoying the show and hope you guys are getting some valuable. Dan Kelly making a lot of comments about Clevenger. Dan Kelly, I agree with you. And actually, I talked about this one with Big Man last night. Big Man told me he was high on Clevenger. I said, be careful. I'm actually looking for him to possibly be overvalued this season. Dan Kelly, excellent point. Arthur Funcha saying, how about Rockies over? What's your thought? No. I'm not on the over on that one. Also because Anderson has started to pitch a little bit better recently as well. And he was obviously, when he was good, he was very good, as we remember, in his rookie season. Iceman 89 saying, not trying to hate on you, Pete, but you're making way too many picks. What happened to only bets you'd be okay with losing? Good point there, Iceman 89. I comment on every game.
Yeah, that's different.
3 or 4 picks today. I'm definitely okay with losing Texas-Boston under if it loses. The Tampa Bay -1, yes, I'd be okay with that one. And the Colorado game, look, I've cashed big time with Colorado already 3 times. If they lose today, I will feel a little bit weird about that I got suckered into a trap. I admit that. But just at the low line, I have to take it. And I didn't pull the trigger on Arizona yesterday with the same kind of feeling. So, I guess good point, Iceman. That's always the issue that is going on in everyone's brain when they are deciding what kind of calculated risks to take. Tomarino Tomor says
3 games on a full days.
Yeah. Tomarino Tomor says Arizona road struggles are overstated. Arizona struggled against good pitcher in tough parks to hit, and they are now playing bad pitchers in Hitters Park, Miller Park. I agree with that, Tomarino Tomor. That is a pick that I'm leaning. That's definitely an official lean as well. Arizona -1. I'm not going to give it a pick and make it an official pick, but yeah. All right, let's see. Jim Bean saying Indians today are a lock. I don't know about that, bro. I would be leaning slightly towards Cincinnati as that big of a dog, just like I was leaning towards them yesterday. For sure, Adelman is someone who I'm looking to fade. As much as I might be down on Clevenger going forward because his last start was a little bit misleading, Adelman I'm down on going forward for obvious reasons. So I'm staying off that game, but I definitely would not say Indians are a lock today. Travis Levine also saying Tampa Bay is definitely the play. Again, it all matters on the number. I got them at in the -120s. They're now up to the -140s, but I am willing to give them at the -140s, in the -140s as a pick. All right, let's see. A lot of comments on this guy, Lamet. Everyone talked about how he wasn't good at the minors. That's true. And let's see. A lot of comments. Big man is so high on Dodgers. Good luck with that. Yeah, the Dodgers have some lineup issues right now. It's not good that
they have depth, though.
Yes, they do.
Find where the slot these guys in.
That's correct. That's correct. I'm vaguely looking for Kenta Maeda to be good going forward. All right, let's go. Lauren Sturcio saying, good show last night at the MOC. Liked the off-topic stuff. Yes.
That's good, because that's what I was about to do.
Well, I'm thinking we're already at 12:07 or at.
So it's a perfect time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The show's already gone on for about 35 minutes right now, but that's okay. All right. What do you want to ask about? What do you want to ask about?
Well, I was busy last night, so I didn't get a chance to watch the update of the wet one. And you're Tindering.
Yes.
I noticed you shaved a bit last night.
Yes. No. Basically, what happened was a woman told me in no uncertain, broken English, unambiguous terms that the mustache itself and the hair are the reasons why, are the stumbling block, the deal breaker for her banging me. She said she
hair too.
The whole the hair too. Yeah, she said that you know, she's willing to you know, go out with me, have a nice night if I shave, and until then, no. And then she made a great comment last night. I said, I don't have it here word for word, but I said, look, I feel like it's a little bit of a trademark. And she said, Peter, this is how she talks. She said, Peter, but she didn't say it to me. She typed it out. She said, you're not a clown. She said, you're more than just a clown. She's like, you don't lose yourself when you take your red nose off. And I was like, oh, good point there.
Girls see some deep shit.
yeah. It was deep. Let me read this comment because it is, oh shit, I can't pull it up because I turned off my internet. But yeah, it's a good point. She said it's about, she said, have self-respect. You're not a clown. You don't need your red nose to have a good show. And I was like, you know what? You're damn right. You're damn right. So I'm probably going to shave at some point, and you know.
Watch the love, baby.
Yeah, so that was the off-topic stuff that we talked about at length in the late show with Big Man last night that people are referring to.
That's a good idea. If you can hold off, we get 200 people signed up to that contest.
Mm-hmm.
We'll shave that mustache on it.
All right. I don't think people want to see that, but yeah, okay. If 200 people sign up for the contest, we will we'll shave the mustache on air, something like that. We'll do something funny with the mustache on air. All right. I'm just going to get to some of the early questions, early questions and comments. Let me see. Thomas Ellis, 1 strike away. Yeah. I was 1 strike away from it. That's a 2.5 unit swing with the Atlanta game yesterday.
Really?
I had them -1. They were up by 2 with 1 strike to go,
there you go.
and they wound up losing. That's a 2.5 unit swing right there. But that's completely par for the course with baseball. That's why you don't overbet things, and that's why you want to be careful when you parlay all this stuff today. All right, so this full of parlay saying low-hanging fruit. I guess it might be a trap. Low-hanging fruit is Colorado -1. Tomarino Tomor saying Philadelphia might be the worst team in baseball in 2 to 3 years. The back half of the lineup is atrocious. Yes, definitely.
In 2 to 3 years, they are right now.
In the last 2 to 3 years, he's saying. Yeah. I'm already a dime on the Nats overnight, -132. The Nats, that one, yes, you're probably on the right side. The issue there is just that Gonzalez is someone who I'm looking to fade going forward. He is not something that I believe in right now, although, you know, Seattle has scored, 1 run in each of their last 5 games. So something's up with their offense. I don't think it's a terrible play. I'm off of that game, though, the Seattle-Washington game. We didn't mention it. Miranda, of course, a guy with some good stuff. Gonzalez definitely fading and coming crashing back down to earth. I'm looking for him to have to continue to struggle going forward. But on the other side, Seattle obviously having some serious lineup issues. So do I approve of it? Yeah, sure, I approve it. I'm not going to be on it myself, though. That's for sure. And then again, that's just my opinion. I am definitely not I think I do have a modest edge in MLB, but I'm definitely not the biggest MLB expert that you can find out there. Although I think I do my research and have some okay positive EV going forward long term in baseball. All right, okay. I guess that's about it. That is about it. Jim Bean saying Pomeranz is shit. Jim Bean, no, he's not.
No way, man.
Dude. He's not shit. There's shit. And I identify shit when I'm confronted with it.
He's fringe. Really good, actually.
When I'm presented with shit, and I definitely identify it as such, and I would not at all say that Pomerantz is shit. Maybe inconsistent, you know, as most major league pitchers are. Okay. All right. That's just it. That's the deal. And once again, so let me just quickly recap and review, and I'm going to talk about my leans. My official picks are just Colorado second half, Colorado -1, Texas, Boston under, and Tampa Bay -1. Leans are Pittsburgh first 5 and Pittsburgh -1. Got to be leans there. Also, Arizona -1. Got to be a lean there. And I guess that's about it as far as leans are concerned. Yep, that's it. A small slate of games today. Hopefully, I don't get burned with the Philly game. Hopefully, it doesn't turn out to be a trap because they are a horrific team, but they're still going to win. Even the worst team in baseball is still going to get you 60 wins. You know what I mean? Even the worst team in baseball will win a bunch of games, and hopefully, I don't get burned on the Philly game. Hopefully, it doesn't turn out to be a trap. And that's it. Those are my picks. That's the show for May 25th. Of course, we will be back tomorrow for the Friday card, the big Friday card. And once again, there is a big MLB contest in June that I'll be participating in. Jeff from BMOC Wins will be participating in. Donnie Rightside, a bunch of guys will be participating in. And you can go sign up for that at sbrforum.com. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.